The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is a humongous game. This is undoubtedly a good thing, but your journey through the game can sometimes turn into more of a chore than a joy because of this. Today, I am going to show you 10 glitches and tricks to make your playthrough much easier while avoiding talking about things previously covered on our channel, such as wind bombs. Let's jump right into it. Breath of the Wild's stamina limitations can sometimes be very frustrating. When you run out of stamina while running, Link starts walking slowly, which can be a big pain. Luckily, there is a way to avoid this and still keep a running pace while doing it. There's a trick used by most speedrunners called whistle sprinting, where if you hold down on the D-pad to whistle while walking, then start spamming B, Link will walk unusually fast while doing a messed up whistle animation. I'm not sure why this happens, but it can be extremely useful. Even better, this does not use up your stamina when doing this. Have fun never running out of stamina. If you have some amiibo, you might want to try to get some of the amiibo exclusive armor and weapons, but there are a couple of problems. You can only use an amiibo once per day, and every exclusive item is extremely rare. There is, however, a way to choose what item you get from the chest. Before you use an amiibo, first pause and save the game. Now use the amiibo. If you don't get what you want, just reload the save you just made. It's that simple. You can do this as many times as you want until you get what you want, and then you can just repeat the process with a different amiibo. The best part about this trick is that it doesn't even have to work only for amiibo. You could also use it to get a specific upgrade of a weapon or bow. For example, if you wanted a Savage Lynel Bow with the 5-shot upgrade, you could save the game next to a Lynel and keep reloading until you get the right bow. This is an incredibly useful and easy trick that you should definitely learn. This next trick is only useful before you obtain the paraglider, but in that time it is very useful, especially for speedruns. The trick lets you avoid taking fall damage by just following some simple inputs. While falling, you must hold R, the button which usually throws your weapon. When you are about to hit the ground, release R, and right as Link throws the weapon, use the D-pad to switch to a different weapon or shield. When you hit the ground, you will take no fall damage if you did it correctly. Sometimes, Link will throw the weapon and sometimes he won't, so be aware of the durability of your weapon. Do you want to know how to defeat enemies in style? Well, there's a glitch that lets your boomerang orbit around you for a long time. For the first step, get a boomerang. Then head wherever you want to do this, preferably on flat land. What you're going to want to do is look directly up while holding R. Then, let go of R, and right when Link throws the boomerang, you'll want to switch to a different weapon or shield. You're not done yet though. Afterwards, you need to immediately start dashing forward and stop relatively quickly. If you did all of that just right, your boomerang should be orbiting around you. You must stay in the circle now, because if you step out, the boomerangs will stop spinning. You can use this to deliver massive damage to any enemy you can think of, and look good while doing it. This next glitch has become extremely popular in recent times, but you still might not know how to pull it off. Basically, you can fly now. This can help you get anywhere you want with minimal effort. First, equip both a bow and a shield, and make sure you're next to a place where Link can do the step up animation. Now, place a bomb in front of you. It doesn't matter which type, but square bombs won't slide down a slope, so they are more consistent to use. Next, hold ZL so Link pulls out his shield next to the bomb. Pull out your bow and quickly press A to pick it up. If you've done it right so far, Link should be holding the bow in the air with the bomb. This next part might take a few tries, but you'll get it consistently in no time. Jump, press B, and immediately go into the pause menu. Now, just unequip your shield. When you leave the pause menu, Link should be holding the bomb like this. If not, redo the process. Now that you have this done, all you need to do is aim with your bow and then cancel the animation with B. Now you'll start to notice that the game doesn't let you dash. The final step is to simply walk up to the ledge while holding B, and Link will start flying. You must now be careful to not let go of both B and the joystick until you get to your destination. Another thing to take note of is that if you aren't going the direction you want, you can do one of two things. First of all, you can face the opposite direction of where you were trying to go and wiggle around. Hopefully this will change your direction. Another thing you can do is quickly turn the joystick 360 degrees in the direction you want to go. I found the first technique to be more consistent, but the second technique lets you go way faster. you can even use it to build up momentum. Have you been trying to do the blue flame quests at the ancient tech labs but are just frustrated at how long it takes to complete? Well, this easy glitch can help you out a lot. First, equip a sword and a shield. What you need to do is place a bomb in front of you. Then pull out your sword and immediately sheath it. Before the sheathing animation ends, unequip your shield. Afterwards, just pick up the bomb. You are done. Now all you need to do is avoid pressing Y. This glitch allows you to carry your weapon with you in animations that usually force you to put the weapon away. Now you can be holding a weapon while running, climbing, and even paragliding. With this knowledge, you can now go anywhere you want. I chose to wind bomb to the tech lab, which makes the process 100 times easier and faster. This glitch has also gotten to be very popular. It lets you steal the Master Sword early, save in places you aren't supposed to, and get into Gerudo Town without any limitations, although I wasn't able to replicate that last one in testing. Firstly, let's go over how this glitch works. You'll want to make a campfire and sit next to it until any time you want to stop while looking directly up. Looking up makes a huge difference between using campfires regularly and not. To steal the Master Sword, head to the Korok Forest where the sword is located. Place your campfire right next to the Master Sword. Before you use the campfire, look up to check if the sit prompt appears instead of the pull prompt. If so, you are doing it right. Now sit at the campfire and start looking up. Now pick one of the 3 options. After the screen fades to black, start mashing A. You want to grab the sword the second you gain control of Link. If done right, you should have just gotten the Master Sword with no cutscene or anything afterwards, as if you just picked up a regular item. This part's optional, but if you come back to the forest after getting at least 13 hearts, this will happen. If you want to save in places like the Yiga Clan hideout, just do the same thing except you press plus and save the game instead of mashing A. We've already covered regular equipment duplication on the channel before, but never this kind. This time you can duplicate the weapons, shields, or bows of any regular enemy you can find, with the exception of Lynels and Guardian Scouts. This trick requires the usage of shock traps, which we covered in a previous video. First, find whatever enemy you want a piece of equipment from, and then set up a shock trap under their spawn point. If you're not sure where that is, set up a campfire and sit there. After placing a shock trap in the right place, repeatedly sit at the campfire as many times as the amount of times you want to duplicate. Afterwards, just get rid of the enemy and reap the rewards. I chose to get lots of the highest damaging weapon in the game, the Royal Guard's Claymore. The moblin I used can be found in the underground section of Hyrule Castle. Welcome to my guide on how to get hundreds of ancient arrows. Sure, you could do it normally, but that's boring. We are going to abuse 2 different glitches to achieve this colossal task. First, let's focus on getting tons of regular arrows, as that is part of the recipe to make ancient ones. Go grab these things. As many multi-shot bows as you can find, preferably 5-shot, but 3 works well too, and at least 1 regular arrow. Head over to the entrance of the Lost Woods. There are other places this works with, but this is the best one. Now go inside until you reach this torch. This is the key to getting hundreds of arrows. Go right next to it and aim your multi-shot bow at the top of the torch. Now just fire until your bow breaks. Make sure you pick up all the arrows in between shots though, because they will disappear after 10 seconds. Now that you have lots of arrows, let's move on to getting to the ancient parts. The process of getting infinite ancient parts is simple, but very frustrating if you do something wrong. You'll first want to warp to the Lynel Tower and paraglide down to this ruin guardian. There are 4 that work with this glitch, but I found that this one is the most convenient to pull off. You will want to push this guardian far away, but before you do that, clear out all enemies in your way, as this will make it way easier. After doing that, save next to the guardian and flip it over with Cryonis. If you don't get the parts you want, which in my case would be ancient screws and shafts, just reload the save. When you have what you want, use an amiibo chest or anything magnesizable to push the chest far away. When in flat land, you can even kind of create a working car to semi-automate the process. Once far enough away, you will notice that ancient parts will be infinitely flowing out of the guardian and your game starts dropping frames. Now, this is very important. Do not go into any pause menu whatsoever. This has a very high chance of crashing your game, so just don't do that. Use the chest and anything around you to flip the guardian to a convenient spot to pick up all the parts. Now, just mash A for about 15 minutes. After you feel like you've had enough or this prompt appears, use the chest to turn the guardian upright and wait about 10 seconds for the lag to stop. Once it stops, you are now safe to pause the game and warp out of there. Now that you have the core ingredients, all you need is rupees now. I sold everything I had except the guardian parts and got enough. If this doesn't work for you or you are just unwilling to sell everything, you could just use the infinite rupees glitch, which we covered in a past video. The very last step is to simply buy all the ancient arrows you can. Now that you have hundreds of ancient arrows, you can put them to good use. Subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one, but for now, goodbye.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!